I would like to think that I'm a very upbeat kind of person on an average day. And if you've watched the channel for a while, you will know that I try to be positive and give you encouragement. But today's video is slightly different, because what I want to share with you today is the fact that I think it's okay to be sad every now and again. It doesn't do you any real harm, and it gets feelings out that need to be got out, I think. And I'm going to share a story with you that's happened to me over the last few days that will illustrate the point. And I think today is a good time to share it with you. 15 years ago, my marriage broke up. I was very unhappy. I'd known it was coming for a while, and I made the decision to leave. I had a wife and two sons, the youngest of which was 19, the other one was 24. And I'd felt for a while that I needed to do this, and so I did. I moved from the Dorset coast 200 miles away to Cambridge, where I wanted to make a fresh start. Now, you may have heard me say this in other videos, that I'm part of a travelling showman community from fairgrounds all around the country. And we kind of all know each other. And it's very much like a small village, I suppose. Everyone knows what everyone else is doing. It's windy, I'll walk this way. And when this went on, I was very much something like a pariah. Everybody had their own opinions on what I'd done. And it was a pretty tough time. Lots of people had a lot to say about me. Anyway, last week, over the passing of time, and looking back how my life has turned out since then, I decided to put a post on Facebook in which I talked about the intervening period and how my life had changed and what had gone on and all that sort of thing. And in doing so, it was like letting a lot of stuff go. And I talked about how at the time no one really wanted to know me. There were only 4 people who actually were quite nice to me over the time. And the fact that everyone was talking about me, the funny thing was, somebody always came back and told me what was going on. And a couple of nights ago, someone messaged me on Facebook, someone I've known for probably 45 years, and said that they were one of the people who had something to say about me and that they wanted to apologise. And I thought that took something big, something real big for someone to come back. I know it's a long time ago, but here's the funny thing. This person was the only one who's ever apologised for having something to say about me. And so it was a big thing. And it got me thinking. Overnight, I laid in bed and I was thinking about this. And it reminded me of someone who was a real good friend to me. It has been for years. Sadly, he passed away 2 years ago nearly. And I was in my local supermarket about maybe a week to 10 days after I'd moved away. I was doing some shopping, as you do, and my phone rang. I looked down and it said Edmund. Now, this was an odd thing. I didn't really want to answer it, but I did anyway. So, picked the phone up, answered it and said, "Hello, it's James." And he went, "All right, Murph, how are you? I just wanted to ring up and see how you are." Obviously, he knew what had gone on. And I just said, "All right, I'm okay," because I didn't want to really talk about it. It was personal, it hurt. And he said to me something that has always stuck with me. He went, I'm Carol's cousin, you're my friend. I don't know what happened in your marriage. I don't want to know. All I want you to know is that if you need me, I'm here. And that was an unbelievable thing to hear from somebody, for me anyway. Nobody else said it. And over the years, he proved his worth as a friend. He was always there. And it got me feeling sad, to be honest, because every now and again, we used to phone each other. We'd be on the phone all the time. I'd pop over and see him and that. But it's now, like I said, time's moving on, and I can't pick up the phone and talk to him. And that's made me sad. And I posted again on Facebook. I don't know why I do it sometimes. I wish I didn't, but I did. And I posted on Facebook again yesterday, and basically told all what was going on and what had happened in the last week and how this person apologised. And yet, to be honest with you, I feel so sad about all the things that had happened, because what people don't seem to understand sometimes is that when you walk out of a marriage, you do leave behind you a trail of upset and all that kind of thing. But it doesn't mean that the person who does it doesn't hurt. And what I've realised is that after 15 years, I thought I'd got used to it all. I thought that it had drifted away, the pain that we felt at the time. I had an acrimonious 5 years with my ex-wife. Luckily, she's found somebody else, and I have to say he's a lovely man, and they're married. Myself and Debs, we're married. And so in the end, my sons are happy in their lives. It's all worked out fine in the end. Another point is, after all those years, those people, when I met Debs and started talking about her, nobody other than Edmund, the one who phoned me, made any attempt to get in touch with her and to talk to her. And so it makes you wonder about friendships and the support that you had and the people that you thought were friends that weren't. And yeah, it makes you sad. But you know what? Today, I look back on it and think of it as a time that, yeah, it makes me sad when I think about it and what happened and how hard it was and the damage it did and all that kind of stuff. But you know what? I've come through it. As I said, I met Debs, we're married, all is good, everything's going well. And all in all, as I look back, I'm probably happier now than I have been for years. And so yes, every now and again, something will happen to knock you off your little block and make you feel bad for a day, maybe two. But it doesn't have to stay that way. And I've found that it's just part of the rich texture of life, that you get your ups and you get your downs. And I suppose it's how you handle it all at the end of the day. Because I thought all my feelings about what had happened 15 years ago had gone away. And I thought that talking about it after this amount of time wouldn't really make that much difference. And yet there it was, all the hurt was still inside there, but it hides away these days. And so I'm kind of accepting that that's part of my life, that every now and again it will raise its head and perhaps ruin my day like it did yesterday. But today is another day, and there are things to look forward to, and it's okay, you know. It's okay to feel down. It's okay to feel sad. You can't live your life just trying to be positive all your time, to expect everything to be honky-dory, because it's not. This is life. This is one of the little obstacles that gets chucked in your way every now and again. And so if you are sad for any reason, if you have a day where, like me, you feel a bit miserable and you feel a bit sorry for yourself, that's okay. It's okay for you to feel like that. You don't have to put on a front. You don't have to face the world like you're some gladiator who's going into the world and going to win over everything. It's okay to feel sad. The key is to put it in its perspective. In my case, it's 15 years ago. Time's moved on, we've all moved on, we're all in a happier place. And the funny thing about posting about how I felt yesterday on Facebook was that 100 people have liked it, people who were there at the time, and there's been lots of comment about support from people who agree that I was treated badly at the time, I suppose, because they're supporting me now. And they were people who were there and were part of it and around it, all around it at the time. And so that's my message for you today. It's okay to feel sad sometimes, and you can come out the other side of it. And just remember that it's just one of those little hillocks that you have to clamber over or go around, or just get past it and get back to life and enjoying what's in the future and not in the past. If you've got any comments, please leave them down below. I always like to see the comments. And I will see you next time. Ta-da now.